Two Secret Services who are officers who work together. They carry out their responsibilities and duties well. However, one of them, as well as being part of the government, is heavily involved with terrorists and therefore is corrupt. This leads him to doing bad things, one of which involves innocent hostages being kept, of which their lives are in danger, in exchange for heavy amounts of money from the government. It just so happens that his other officer partner finds out what he's up to, and instead of confronting him, he keeps it all to himself. As the corrupt officer goes to meet the terrorist, his partner follows him and orders for backup to accompany him, and they are ready with explosives and weapons and whatnot. This chase soon turns into a raid of the secluded area that we have chosen, a secure location, where the hostages are being kept. Guns fire and explosions set off as the terrorists and the police start to fight. The terrorists are defeated and those still living are arrested along with the corrupt officer. The hostages are set free and they escape death. That is our narrative that we've chosen to go along with. But the question I have to ask you is, although it's very, very stereotypical and conventional of an action film in terms of the elements it holds, what I want to know from you is how can we make it a different type of, not different, but more of an eye-catching, standing out from the crowd action film that would make you want to go see it over another film that's out with the same genre?
Well, I think it's important that you follow the stereotypes of an action film. If you stray too far away from them, then you could lose your target audience.
I think that possibly, you've got your corrupt guy to the other guy, maybe you could start a film with showing him being good, and then he turns bad because basically gets involved with these guys. So basically you show him to be good and then he goes bad and obviously becomes corrupt. And that'd make it quite
There's no real
different.
ending there though.
Even you can have some sort
I
of
mean,
a
you guys
conflict
you have to
between-
know it's a teaser trailer, so
yeah.
It's not the whole. It's not
actually
like
a
a
film.
feature. Like
Maybe if you show like just clips of
It's
him,
business though.
You get
of how he
to show-
changes.
So maybe we could start off with like 1 or 2 clips of him being good and then just like
Yeah.
show the rest of it back.
And then at the end, maybe him like detonating the building or whatever.
You can show like the conflict between maybe two of the good guys, something like that. Or you could add some elements of other genres, like add elements of comedy into it or horror maybe.
Okay. So mixing two genres.
Yeah, maybe not as much mixing, but like adding some
Adding elements.
conventions.
How would you do that, Tom?
Well, obviously add a joke here and there. Maybe.
Like Johnny English.
Yeah,
Then.
Johnny English is.
That's quite a funny action film. Okay. Well.
So back to you, Elliot.
Yes, Richard.
So stereotypes, they obviously being conventional and not leading away from the gist of the story and what the genre is about. Do you feel this goes for all three, do you feel that's a very important and key element within a genre
As I
film?
clearly said earlier,
Very
I think that is important, yes. In an action film, you need explosions, car chases,
But you've got
mental illness.
But do you think adding with those elements, adding like other, not unconventional but stereotypical elements,
if
that
you
area that
add
actually
new elements, it'll make it different.
Yeah.
Make it different, but that's why action films are so popular, because everyone loves the convention of an action film.
Well, it is important to have a protagonist and an antagonist. And I think that, as James said earlier, that if the protagonist was to become an antagonist, throughout the story, that could become...
What
that
about
could
the
be
other
quite
antagonist? So there's two bad people.
It's
Yeah.
basically, you usually get introduced,
That's unconventional.
you get in an action film, you get introduced to the good guy, and then you get introduced to the bad guy. But the good guy becomes bad, and as the also good guy remains good, and that'd be a bit different.
Okay. Well, I think that's all.
That's interesting. Thanks,
Thank you, Tom.